Welcome everyone to part 6 of the Inground build series. Today we are doing backfill grading for concrete bonding and Z-form install. Let's get into it. Welcome to the build series, everyone. If you guys are new to the series, a little recap of what we've got done so far is we've got the excavation, the pool wall set, concrete formed and poured, the plumbing done, and now we're getting the backfill ready for concrete. So I wanted to mention on this build series, this is a very in-depth build series. If you guys have watched any of the other videos, you know I go into great detail at length on how we build swimming pools. This is a pool owner who's been in business for many years, showing you guys our methods on how we build swimming pools. So this is the real deal, showing you firsthand the professional way how to build an in-ground swimming pool. All right, one more thing before we get going, I promise. So if you guys are looking for someone to train you and your team how to build swimming pool projects start to finish, add a 7-figure pool company to your portfolio, whether you are a landscaping company or any other business, I can help you. I can give you the roadmap, show you step by step on how to do it. All you gotta do is go down to this link below in my website and you can check out what the mentor program is, and you can get on a phone call with me and we can go over the program. Now, if you are a DIYer wanting to do it, same thing. You wanna save that money, that pool builder gave you a price and you're shocked, I can save you $20,000 to $50,000 on your pool project if you're willing to do it yourself, and I will coach you and we will get that thing done and get your dream pool built. So check out the link below and get on a phone call with me. And finally, let's get into the video. Guys, welcome back. Here we are on the project. We had a massive rainstorm. So as we go through the backfill on this project, this just got really interesting, and it's just going to be a complete disaster, to be honest, but I'll be able to show you guys a good example of what we do when a lot of mud caves in. So we're going to do our best at the moment to clean up everything. It's not going to be perfect, but it will be really good, and then we'll begin to put gravel on top. So all these pipes floated up, filled up with water, mud everywhere. This was 4 foot full of water here, at least 4 foot. We had some, James already started a little bit of rock, but it's definitely a whole deal. So lots to do. So we're gonna get to work. Not exactly how I wanted to start off my Monday.
Whoa. It's flooded underneath the rock, dude.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's heavy. All right, we've got pretty much as much mud as we can get out of here. We're gonna go ahead, while he's finishing up, I'm gonna start burying these pipes. Show you guys how I do it. Nothing crazy, it's not very complicated. Gonna dump a layer. Just going to continue to hit back underneath of those pipes as I'm throwing gravel down. I'm putting a little bit at a time and just making sure that there's enough on there to where he can shovel, and then just pack underneath. And I'm also trying to keep this dirt as clean as possible, because you're going in and out, man. It just creates this, look at it, like, it really is a pain. It's one of the reasons I hate working when it's muddy. There's kind of nothing I can do about it, to be honest. I'm trying to get everything done here on a timeline, but I just had to walk out and scoop the mud out, throw it out, and I don't know, just keep going, because it's just the way it is, man, unfortunately. Alrighty guys, we're here next day. Concrete guys are here. We're gonna be doing the liner track here. James is propping up that so they can get underneath, but I've already gone around, pulled the string line off. Looking good here. Gonna pull these screws off really fast. We're gonna go ahead and install this entire liner track. I'm gonna show you guys the whole 9 yards. Four corners. Alrighty guys, this is what we're gonna do. So I'll go ahead and start off the middle. I put in my form, right, just guess it middle wise. And then we'll put a couple screws in it. This is a pretty simple system. Put it tight, screw. And we're gonna put them every 12 to 16 inches. Got that tight. Alrighty. We're just gonna bend this around. Just like that. I'm gonna put these just a little bit closer. These ones are definitely a lot more tricky because they want to bend. I don't really like them, but it's kind of is what it is. And if they bend a lot, put some more screws in it, keep it as straight as possible, and we're just gonna work our way around here. Make sure that's tight. It's about as tight as that's gonna get. Put that in. Everyone, one on each corner. That way it's fastened in there really well. We're on to our next one. So that way we're not wasting anything and we're just keeping it moving. We only want to make one cut. You know, we don't want to like go from corner to corner and then, you know, cut the middle. You know what I mean? You just want to like wrap this all the way around and make one cut. Because if you just do the corners, if you set the corners, then you do like the fill in the middle, you're gonna have to cut it. And you don't want to cut it, so definitely don't want to do that. It's a waste of time. All right, unfortunately, we're gonna have to, I've been using miscellaneous bunch of screws. I like the bigger ones a little bit better. They hold a little bit more. So if you're gonna use smaller ones like these tiny ones I got, just put them more often. Been getting calls here and there, it's just throwing off the video, but anyway, we're on this corner again. So far so good. Looks like we're only gonna have to cut one, which is what I planned. See, I'm gonna put these a lot closer. You know, there's a lot of weight going on here with the concrete will lock this in and all that, but these screws primarily are holding up your liner. So these things are not that straight, right, because of the cutting, the notches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Like I said before, if I don't have to, I won't. But you know, these things are just so they're just not that straight, you know what I mean? And it just makes it a lot more difficult. So if I can, I will. And also you got, you know, if you got enough length and you got the freedom to just kind of go do whatever you want, that makes it a lot nicer too, because sometimes you just, like we have just enough to where we don't got to worry about it. So we're good as far as that goes. Alrighty guys, that's it. Super easy. I mean, this is a very simple process, you know. Just a matter of screwing it down, making sure there's enough screws, making sure everything's tight against the walls. Very easy. So we're gonna go on to our bonding before we do Z-forms. When I talk about innovating and just progressing, This is a new process for us. We're actually, let me grab this right here. We screw in our bonding lug. That's how we've always done it. But just we've found a better method. Actually, where's the bolt at? So actually one of you guys, one of the subscribers said, hey man, you want to do this like a lot better. And you guys know, I mean, I like doing stuff a lot better. Just having a better product. He said you need to get a stainless steel nut and washer, and you need to put it on there. And you're gonna have a lot better bond, because basically what you're doing is that screw it's not on there very well. And I'm like, all right, we'll try it. That's super tight. Yeah, because like when you put these on, it wants to be loose a little bit. And I always did think, I'm like, you know, I wonder what a better way was. And something so simple as just putting a bolt in. We got to bond every piece. All right, that's it. We're gonna continue on, get all these in, and then we're gonna run the copper. All right guys, we are on the Z-form install. James is doing the bonding. So I'm gonna show you guys what we're doing there. I'm gonna kind of do both at the same time. We're just gonna do the bases today, but when we do concrete in that video, we are going to show you how we do the rest of the Z-forms. And I have to split it up that way just because of our schedule and how we do it anyway. You could go ahead and do the whole install, or if you're doing Stegmeyer, you know, you do it all before the concrete pour. But we're actually a couple days you know, before the actual pour. That's why I'm doing it this way. So get yourself a rubber mallet, pop them in. So I got the corner in. What I want to do is, I don't want to cut anything yet. So let me think here. If I've got a short one, yeah. Give me a short one here. These have all been completely butchered from, you know, using them on and off and experimenting. I put these Z-forms through the paces for sure. See if this will work. Actually, that might work. Yeah, that'll work. So that's why they're cut up and some are broke, and that's just kind of wear and tear with these things after you've used them long enough. But the angles are for fiberglass, that's why I've got them on there. Yeah, that is not gonna work. Aha, perfect. Just got the perfect distance. After I get you guys the initial setup here, I'm gonna go ahead and lay these all out, but I just want to kind of get you guys get the understanding of what's going on here. Okay, now because I did that, well, yep, we're gonna need a longer corner. I'm gonna start right here on one end, bring it inside, go ahead and get it tapped in there all the way. Gotta be careful, these will want to break on you. See, it's already broke. I'm gonna pull it as I kind of shift it in. Another one broke. It's just, man, you know, it is kind of what it is with these 6-inch corners. They are extremely rough on the Z-forms, and I wish there was a better way, but there just isn't. So you're not going to get it all the way in. You know, they just don't make them unless you go ahead and cut it, which I could do, but it's fine to have that. That's not a big deal. So just keep that in mind. You know, unfortunately, it is what it is. All right, so that's kind of the basics. This is a very simple system, guys. It's just popping in and setting them. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get these things hammered all the way in, and then we are going to start taping, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do with all that, and then start assembling the riser and the side pieces. All right, so we've got our copper pulled in. We're gonna go put a bond clamp. So our bond clamping pattern is one on each corner, one in the middle, okay? So we've got it clamped really tight, and then we put the copper in and tighten it. And then we're gonna go from, just kind of do a zigzag pattern, and put it in the bond clamp it down, easy. This is a pretty simple system, nothing crazy. We've already done all the bonding clamps. I call these bonding lugs, and then I call these bonding clamps. So whatever you know you want to call them, but we're just making sure, you know, we get like a 3-foot grid, but also once it's tied into the rebar, it's going to go all the way around, because this will be tied into more rebar to more rebar, and it's going to be really good. So when he finishes up, I'll show you the last few bits of it. All right guys, here we are. Just put the last one in. This thing's going to keep pulling on this until we get our system fixed. We have to put in a little stand. We're going to show you that. So on the flexibles, we're going to put this vinyl tape on. It's kind of necessity. I'm going to put it over this one. This one's actually a little loose, so I'm going to go ahead and just tape it, just because, you know, I don't want to have any issues, you know. Go ahead and throw some more tape here. Now what I like to do now, because this is really tight, I'm gonna come here and cut this just a little bit. Okay, because man, when you pull these things off, you want everything to be tip-top, good shape here. And it's these things are really tight, so you just want to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance, and also not compromising it, because that's a very real thing. So that's why I'm showing you guys, because I know what I'm doing here, because I've done this so many times. I've made all the mistakes. I've did all the experimentation that you guys don't have to. So I'm gonna walk around every seam. This all-purpose foil tape from Home Depot. This tape is from our supplier. Now on these bigger gaps, I don't want to cut them because we use these for our fiberglass. So that's why I like to use foil tape, because it's very rigid and it's going to bridge the gap. So I'm going to put about 4 pieces and you'll be just fine. If you want to put more, go ahead. But then plus our form's going to come out to like right here. So there's just going to be like a little gap right there, and that's not going to do anything. So I know all this is experience again. That's why you just need to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Don't deviate from the plan unless you want to go extra and beef it up. But you know, in this case, I just do exactly what I'm telling you, because it's all going to matter when you go to strip these forms. It's everything is critical that it's the way I'm showing you, because last thing you want to do, man, is be struggling with Z forms, pulling them off. I've done that, been there, done that, and it's a lot, you know. All right, guys, a couple things to keep in mind when doing this. We're gonna leave our room for the corner. James still has to build that support, but we're gonna go ahead. We want to we want to overlap all of our joints here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these mostly down, because we still gotta put the rubbers inside. But I just want to make sure all my joints are overlapped, and that's really gonna bond everything together, you know, really strong. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these in. That one goes in. You can have a, you know, a little bit of a gap on these. It's not the end of the world. What little gap there is will make up with the rubbers, the liners, so on and so forth, you know. Pretty simple system. This isn't too complicated. Come in tight. Leave a little gap. Oh, missed it. And right there. Put a little piece in here. Kind of keep it bent here. Bend it, push it down, bend, 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 push, push, push. And got it. Make sure nothing's sticking in. Just like that, guys. Easy. So now what I'm thinking about too is we're gonna bring this hose in here and pump the bottom, pump this. What we're gonna end up doing is probably putting in a couple blocks. We'll probably build those before we leave. That way the hose can rest on top of them. I was originally gonna pull the Z-forms up and then just run it over the edge. And I was like, you know, I really don't want to do that. So I'm thinking, and that's what I've come up with so far. Because man, that hose, if it gets on these Z-forms, it will completely just destroy them. It'll just rip them out to shreds. So we gotta think about that in the process here as well. Get in there. Nope, missed one right there. Push that down like that. Flex the form a little bit, and there we go. Got this assembled. Go ahead and bond this. Okay, there. So we've got some flex here. Okay. So we can just leave it. Now basically what we're gonna do on Thursday is I've got the railing there, the ladder. We're gonna measure. Last time I measured, I have it in my notes, I believe it's 17 inches to the center of the edge of the pool or the coping. And so because you know you got this ladder, goes in and it comes down, goes in, comes down and against the wall, so you don't want it like way in or way out. You'll have an issue. So you want it just right. I mean, there's an inch or two to play with, but that there is good. All right, guys. So pretty much we're gonna go ahead and just bond this thing right here. Now, actually, funny enough, this pool does not get an inspection for bonding. Crazy enough. So we don't have to worry about that. This is deeper here. I've probably got 5 inches of concrete on this section. Just a little deeper. It just ended up that way, and I was gonna actually dig it out anyway. But that way your diving board is set into more concrete. I'd prefer it that way. But that's gonna pretty much be it. Every lug is bonded. Every piece, obviously, because the lugs are. That's bonded. That's bonded. If we're doing a handrail, we do the exact same thing. Anything metal, unless they're plastic. But actually, the plastic ones have screws in them too. So those get bonded anyway because of the handrail in general. So all of it gets bonded. But that's it, man. That's the deal for the bonding and the Z-forms. So that is the complete process for the base of the Z-forms for the bonding. Again, the bonding is over here, rolled up behind the forms, and we'll have it stuck through. Right now it's not in the slab. Actually, I'll probably just leave it right where it's at. Every situation's different, but normally we put it in the slab. So again, it just depends. That's it. Until we do concrete, we won't be setting the rubbers, so be sure to look out for that video. We're gonna be doing that. You know, everything's prepped over there. We have a couple things to do for concrete before we pour, so we'll do all that on the day of the pour. All right, you guys, recap for the day. Forms are set. Everything is straight, leveled. We've got an inch pitch on our 3 foot and about an inch and a quarter on our 5 foot. Everything looks good there. All of our bonding is in, all of our Z-forms. The main section is done, taped up, ready to go. All we have to do is put the rubbers in and the ties, which I'll show you that on the next video. We're going to put another 2x4 here underneath. They didn't do it, but it's okay. They'll do it tomorrow. We'll have to probably patch these holes later. That was unfortunate. We just have to be able to mount that. You know, we don't want there to be an issue there. The bonding is all done. Everything has got clamps in it, ready to go. Now we don't need an inspection, but this is exactly what we would do if we were getting an inspection anyway. And this is by code, per code. So everything is done well and everything is bonded. This is bonded. All we have to do now is put the grid in itself, and we will do that on the day of the pour. So everything is lined up, ready to go. We even built our little stand here. We got that finished up. So everything is looking good for this pool. We're ready for Thursday, and we'll do some touch-ups. So be sure to check that video out on the next build series. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this build series. We've been doing a lot. Sorry about the wind kicking in. There's been a lot going on, a lot of detail, a lot of videos. If this is overwhelming, get on the phone with me. There's a link below. It goes to my website. It'll take you. You can check out the mentor program, and you can get on a call with me. If this is too much for you, I will coach you through your pool build. All right, if you're a company and you want me to train you, I can do that as well. I do this all of the time, and we train people all over the states. So go check that out if that's something you're interested in. Don't forget, 20,000 likes and I'm gonna fly out to somebody for free and train you for 3 days. All expenses paid for by me. Obviously you're paying for all your equipment and all that. It's not a free pool, but you get tens of thousands of dollars in free training and help you build your project. And we're gonna make a cool video out of it, so it'll be fun. Go check that out, subscribe, like the video. 20,000 likes, guys. We can do it. I know we can. Fill out the email list below. That'll get you entered to win. Plus you have to subscribe and like. There's 3 things. And with that being said, I will see you guys when we're ready to pour concrete.